All right, all right. Happy Thursday, everybody. Big waves to you. Big waves. Good to see you. So let me ask you a question. How many of you this morning woke up and have already thought about what you're grateful for today? Alan White just left. I don't know what that means. uh, so a lot of you have. That's good. That's good. I was just wondering if you haven't, then figure out something you're grateful for during this call. That's not the word for today, though, by the way. The word for today is joy, but it does have to do with gratitude. But we got a birthday before we get into the joy. Maybe not. It is. Can I not say? You gave me this look. Okay. Carol Thomas.
I just forgot.
Carol Thomas. Happy birthday, lady. We hope you have the most amazing day ever. And we're going to sing happy birthday to you as soon as this is over. So, joy, intense, and especially ecstatic. Happiness, an instant of such feeling. Now, I read that definition when I don't like that. Sometimes I don't like the definitions. They're too wordy, twisty. But to have joy in your heart, you must know how to appreciate the small things. Have you ever been around a person and watched them get excited about a bird chirping? The littlest thing, the sunshine. Like, you could start your day and be thinking of all the things that are going wrong, and you got this person beside you. It's like, oh my goodness, isn't it nice that we're driving instead of walking today, that we got a car, we got an automobile that runs? Like, they're constantly thinking of the positive, while you're over there constantly thinking about the negative. Maybe not you, I'm going to say me. If we go through the world looking for the fault or the wrong, we'll find it every time. But if we go through the world looking at the small things, man, is there going to be more joy in our heart. That's what it says. So how do I find and create more joy in Brett Palmer's life? Number one, crazy enough, start budgeting. How many of you from time to time get worried a little bit about finances or the future or where the world is? One of the things that would bring us all joy if we just found time to budget. What I mean by that, the little wins. Putting back $5 a day, $5 a week, $5 a month, whatever I've got, and then having the joy of investing that money after a year's time, 6 months' time. You go, well, but it ain't a lot. It's the small win of investing in your future. Creates so much joy. Are you doing that? Do you do that? Number two, do something hard and do it well. Let me go back to budgeting. I told Andrew Rosser a long time ago, I was told a long time ago that if you would carry $500 around with you, not to spend, but just to carry it, it changes your perception, changes the way you feel. And I started doing it, and they could not have been more right. I always, and then Andrea started doing it. She's like, oh my good, it's crazy how that makes you feel. Not that you're going to go spend it, but you got it. Okay? Budgeting is a lot like that. If you just take a little bit and at the end of every month, stick it into some type of investment, it's what it does for your mind. It's what it does for the energy level in you. Try it if you're not doing it. Number two, do something hard and do it well. I think about Lance McAllister, always challenging himself to master a new skill, to master something. Actively seek joy through inspiration. I'm talking about meditation, prayer. Maybe it's being alone in nature. Andrea, we were just talking about this the other day, how I'm a better human when I walk slowly through my morning. So when I get up at 4:30 in the morning and I have some me time to listen to audio, to get me a workout in, it doesn't mean I'm moving slow. It just means I'm walking slow mentally through my morning, sets me on a completely different path for the day. Actively seek joy through inspiration. We got to play. I'm out of time. We got to play. We got to golf, fetch with the dog, whatever it is, just play. We got to find time for that. Spending time with friends. The other night we went to eat with Allison and Jerry. It's on our coach's corner. What a great time. Cynthia Bolden. It was such a great time in Oxford, Mississippi. Take a break. Sometimes you just got to unplug for 24 hours. Take a break. Forgive hurts. Forgive people that have hurt you and celebrate others. When's the last time you made a post and celebrated someone else's success? When's the last time you shared a post and said, this is my friend. I just want to say I'm really proud of what they're doing. Changes, it moves so much joy in your heart. So Andrea, I've got to drive, but I'm going to turn it to you and let you finish.
Okay, well, don't crash, because that would not be a joy-filled moment. So drive safely. I love this word. What a way to start our day. And it made me think of Dr. Crystal yesterday. If you guys are involved, she did a shop live. And one of the things she talked about stress was like how you go to sleep and how you wake up in the morning. So she talked about like smile before you go to sleep. And I don't know if anybody else tried that, but I absolutely tried that last night and it was kind of fun. I felt a little silly, but I enjoyed it. I smiled at Maddie. She appreciated the loving thoughts before bed. And then to wake up with a feeling of gratitude, and it will make us less stressed. And I'm going to say less stress equals more joyful. So I thought this was a fun word, but the quote that I loved, so you guys know I love these quotes, but the one that I found this morning was, think joy, talk joy, practice joy, share joy, saturate your mind with joy, and you will have the time of your life today and every day of your life. And that's Norman Vincent Peale. And I think about that, like if we focused on it, like what we focus on expands, whether it be our bank account or our business, or maybe our waistline, I don't know, depends on how we're focusing on it. But what we focus on expands, what we feed our energy to grows. So imagine if every day we woke up and we decided to focus on joy and finding a piece of it every day. So what I looked up was, you know, those people, we all know those joyful people that every time you see them, they have a smile on their face. They just bring this joy to you. Well, what characteristics do they have that we can borrow, that we can cultivate in our life? So first of all, and Coach touched on this, joyful people, people that are full of joy, feel gratitude. So happy people appreciate all the good things in life rather than focusing on what they're lacking. So they feel that gratitude. And then the flip side of that, or part of that, is they express that gratitude. So kind of like Coach was just saying, like, when's the last time you bragged on somebody? When's the last time you thanked somebody? You know, my kids are phenomenal at, mom goes to bed early. You guys know this. Mom's tired. So I go to bed around 9. They don't go to bed for days. Like, I don't even know. Like, my alarm is alerting me at like 1, 2 in the morning that, you know, somebody's coming up the stairs. And if it was a burglar, I'm in trouble because I just assume it's them, right? But I'm so grateful because most mornings when I wake up, they've cleaned up their messes. So I come downstairs and I get to bebop into a relatively neat home. not that they care, they know I care. And so to share with them, thank you guys, because you know what? I hate to admit this, but a lot of mornings I'm like, good job, guys, like in my head, but it's almost like they should have done it, right? Of course they did. Instead of saying, good job, guys, thank you so much for caring about what I want that you could care less about. So express that gratitude, because people that have joy express that gratitude. The next thing that they do is they live in the moment. So we talk about being present. And I picture, you ever go out to eat and maybe you're with your loved one, and how many times do you have this guy sitting on the table? And it a lot of times it's even staring at you, right? So every time something happens, you're like this, and you're pulling the joy out of that moment and you're giving it to this thing, where at the very least, flip it over, be present, even better, toss it in your purse or down on the booth, the seat, so that it's not drawing any attention. And do that with everything. So if I'm sitting with, Dr. Bob or Leanne, I'm present with them. Yeah, we might be talking about gardening. We might be talking about flossing. We might be talking about just really important things. I like every time I say floss, Dr. Bob smiles really big. So I just want to bring that up in my life a lot. But just be present in that moment. People that have joy are kind. You ever see those people that are pleased and thank you, and they hold the door open, and they just overall are kind people, regardless of the connections, regardless of anything, they're just kind. Well, that brings more joy. Joy-filled people use positive language rather than negative language. So I'm trying to think of an example of this. Because they might even be talking about a negative thing, but they use positive language around it. Like, I would appreciate if you didn't, instead of saying stop, right? So kind of uplifting, more positive way of expressing themselves, even around the negative things. Joy-filled people smile a lot. I'll tell you, well, I almost fibbed to you, but one of the things that I really hated about masks, I almost said the thing I hated the most, but that's not true. But one of the things I hated about masks is I didn't get to see anybody's smiles. And it's really hard to tell if you can kind of tell from somebody's eyes if they're smiling, but not really without seeing their mouth. And it was such a hard thing to be out in the world not seeing these smiling faces. And I love when you go in and you walk up to somebody you don't know them and they smile at you, it brings their joy into you. And so if we want to have joy, we want to smile at everybody we meet. We might just bebop around with our dog and just smile at the dog. And then next, people that are joy-filled, joyful people have a good-natured sense of humor. And I can lack in the sense of humor department. I think I'm very funny. If you ask me, I'm very funny, but I don't always get the joke. So I'm like, can you explain that? Which kind of takes some of the joy out of the joke. So I'll have to improve my sense of humor. I will work on that. And then lastly, people that are joy-filled are spontaneous or can be spontaneous. So when there's that moment, Jerry comes up to Allison and he says, hey, babe, you want to run to Nashville for the weekend and go listen to some music? And she might be thinking, okay, Allison, I'm sorry, you're going to be me in this scenario. Well, I've got laundry and I've got, to work in the garden, and they kind of can pull the joy from it. But instead, that joy-filled person says, heck yeah, let's go. I can do laundry next week, or I'll bring it with me and I'll do it there. I don't know. But anyway, so that was what I found for joy today. And I'm going to close it with one last quote. And this was my favorite as a person that rarely remembers to wear makeup. So joy is the best makeup. And that's Anne Lamott. And I just think, you've seen it. When we look at people and you can see the joy in their face, they're beautiful. They're absolutely beautiful, regardless of their physical appearance. So I love you guys. I hope you have a beautiful day. I guess this means that I am leading Carol's birthday song, because we still have to sing to you, Carol, but Coach has ditched me. So I'm going to ask y'all to unmute, because we are going to sing together. But Carol, thank you so much for being a part of our community, and we're going to sing. So happy
birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear and many
I will not quit my
more
day job.
on Channel 4.